Democratic delegate from the U.S. Virgin Islands. She's on the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee that heard the testimony from Michael Cohen just last week. Congresswoman, thank you for coming on.
Thanks. Good afternoon, Kate.
I wanted to get your reaction to what Jerry Nadler has just announced. You heard it was going to be more than 60 people that he was going to be asking for documents from. Now it's 81 people and entities, really reaching from his businesses to work in the administration. Now, this impacts your committee, too. It will. What's your reaction to this?
I think it's an inevitable movement in the investigation and the work of the committees on the House in how they're really executing on their mandates, the mandates of their specific jurisdictions under their committee. For the Oversight Committee, as you know, the 8.5, 9-hour hearing that we had really unveiled a lot of information. We really didn't talk at all about the Russia investigation. Our discussion was about the actual enterprise of the Trump Organization, as well as criminal culpability of individuals within that organization, as well as Michael Cohen and potentially the President of the United States. So that's where we're going to be looking and how that affects government operations and government, the government itself.
I want to get your gut here on this. I mean, the investigations are expanding. This is going to be a wide net that is being cast from multiple committees now. So should Americans expect just an endless investigation into the administration, I don't know, through 2020 and beyond?
Well, I hope not. I mean, I think that what you're seeing is the delay from the Republican-controlled Congress of 2 years ago, that there had been requests, subpoenas, discussions by members of the House, as well as the American public, requesting this information and that Congress do its job. And the delay was, in fact, the fact that individuals like Chairman Chaffetz, Chairman Gowdy, others refused to investigate much of this. And so now what you're having is just this, the doors have opened and the water is rushing in on all of the things that have been kept back and kept out of the public eye for much of the first 2 years of this administration.
So if there are dozens of investigations happening from multiple committees around kind of Trump orbit, where is it that you want to focus most on your committee?
I think that the Oversight Committee is really going to stick to what we do, which is government operations. You know, we have a large and incredible breadth of ability to look at almost anything in Government Reform Committee. But I think that, as you've seen from the subpoenas that Chairman Cummings have issued, we're really trying to stick within a certain time, framework and really not trying to get beyond the scope. We're not trying to step on the toes or get in the lane of the Judiciary and the Intelligence Committee. I think you saw that in the hearing, because that committee hearing could have gone on even longer based on so many other directions. There are so many other paths that we could have taken, but we really stuck to one.
But is there one issue that you think is most pressing that you would like to see, that you would like to focus most on? I mean, I know there's a lot of question around, I don't know, Jared Kushner's security clearance and such.
Sure. I mean, you know, as things come up, we have to not ignore them, such as the security clearance. But, you know, myself and many of the members on my side of the aisle in the last Congress issued, and it started a lawsuit because GAO was unwilling to give us the lease that the Trump Organization has with the government for the Trump Hotel. We know we're very concerned about the emoluments clause and potential violations of that. Is the president actually getting pecuniary financial interest from being the president based on government contracts, based on foreign entities? And that's, I think, something that I'm very interested in, and think that it's a direct violation of the Constitution, and that we should look into that.
President Trump is blaming your committee for hurting his talks with North Korea by holding the hearing with Michael Cohen at the very same time. I just wanted to, what do you say to that?
I think that's nonsense. You know, I think that the reasons that he outlined that he was unsuccessful were not working in the press, and so now he's had to pivot and try and find a scapegoat. He said he backed away from it. You know, the art of the deal is that when you don't get what you want, sometimes you got to walk away and let them know that you're serious before you come back. That doesn't seem to be flying in the public opinion, and so he's trying another tactic, which is the Cohen hearing. You know, many things go on at multiple places and multiple times, and as I've said, that's the way it's going to be for quite a period of time. We were able to have the Cohen hearing while at the same time passing gun control laws. So if he as the president cannot do multiple things at the same time, shame on him.
Congresswoman, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up for us, we're going to have much more on the breaking news that we have been following, the expanded investigation by Democrats in Congress into President Trump for possible obstruction of justice and more. This after the break.